The foreign and defense ministers of Japan and India held security talks in New Delhi on 20s, aiming to boost their strategic partnership in the Indo-Pacific as they seek to counter China's growing assertiveness in the region. Ahead of the security talks, Ambassador Shibi George, Indian ambassador to Japan, expressed optimism about advancing cooperation in defense equipment and technology. He particularly emphasized the potential for stronger defense industry ties between Japan and India, especially as India advances its domestic defense manufacturing.
There are areas where India and Japan can cooperate. That applies also to the defense technology. We are open to engaging with Japan in every field of defense technology as like-minded countries. When India becoming a manufacturing hub, both industry and for defense, Japanese companies which has the technology, which has the experience, should move to India, start that joint venture so that we would be able to make a progress and then use that also to support the like-minded countries.
During the India-Japan 2+2 dialogue, the foreign and defense ministers of both countries agreed to accelerate efforts in coordinating the transfer of the ship-mounted communication antennas. If the transfer was realized, this would mark Japan's first ever export of defense equipment and technology to India. This defense cooperation also ties into the broader strategic framework both countries share. As India and Japan have diplomatic ties through the Quad, a strategic alliance between Japan, the United States, India, and Australia, the ambassador stressed the importance of safeguarding maritime routes in the Indian Ocean through the effort by the Quad. He asserted that the sea lane between the Middle East and Japan is a vital corridor for global trade.
This sea lane is so crucial for Japan's economic stability and security. This sea lane is very much part of the Indo-Pacific stability. So India as a maritime power is a partner of the Quad countries and of the rest of the countries to make sure that there is stability, security and prosperity in the Indian Ocean region and also Indo-Pacific region.
He also pointed out the growing frequency of joint training exercises between Japan's self-defense forces and the Indian military, commending the trust built through these drills. Furthermore, Ambassador George expressed confidence in India's economic growth, noting an annual GDP increase of 8%, and he emphasized the strong enthusiasm for more Japanese companies to enter the Indian market.
There are 1,500 Japanese companies in India. I have a bigger target. My target is to make it 15,000. What we need is a quantum leap in our business relationship. We need to have more Japanese companies to come to India, work in India, grow in India, and become bigger companies in India.
However, despite India's GDP growth, economic inequality remains a pressing issue. According to the World Inequality Database, in 2022, the top 10% of the population held 57% of the national income, while the bottom 50% held just 13%. This widening disparity over the past few decades underscores the persistent income inequality in the country. In response to this pressing issue, the ambassador acknowledged the challenge and outlined the ongoing efforts.
Yes, there is economic inequality. Economic inequality is a problem that the entire world faces today. We are working out mechanisms to ensure that there is every section of the society get employment.